guys, and welcome to Simply Made by Erin, my crochet channel. Today we are making these adorable daisy dish scrubbies. This is made with a scrubby nylon yarn, and they're just super handy to have in your kitchen to scrub pots and pans and dishes, and they can also be used as a body exfoliator. These work up so quick in less than 15 minutes. The yarn comes in tons of different colors. I'll put the color names on the screen. It is called Stitch, Soak, and Scrub, and it's a 100% nylon yarn, and it's by Lion Brand Yarn. This bright yellow is called Cyber Yellow. So they do call this a size 4 worsted weight yarn, but I find it to be much thinner. If you see, it's kind of a mesh nylon material, and it's pretty thin. So for this pattern, I do use 2 strands held together. You can pull from the center. I was able to do that, but it was kind of difficult. So if you can, I recommend 2 different skeins of yarn. If not, you can just pull from the center and the outside if you can make it work. If not, just pull a bunch from the outside. It only takes 7 yards of the center and then 12 yards of the outside. So you can easily just pull that from the outside and measure or weigh that to get the yardage you need. Another cute idea is I like to package these to give as gifts or at craft fairs. I use these 4x4 cellophane bags. They have a sticky backside. You can stick it down, and then I just print these labels on my computer. These are Avery labels, Avery circle labels, and then I just type these out. If you go to Avery online, they have a bunch of different labels and sizes, and you can type your own out, or you can use one of their pre-made designs and then just type your own wording in. So that's really handy to have too. So besides the colorful yarn, you just need a 6mm crochet hook, and then a tapestry needle to weave your ends in. I share my blunt tip needle quite a bit on this channel, but I don't recommend it for this yarn. It's really hard to use that big blunt tip for this yarn. So just a regular tapestry needle, a pair of scissors, and gauge is not really important in this pattern. But if you want a flexible measuring tape, mine measure about 4 inches across at the end. So it's helpful to have a measuring tape. You don't need one. So I'm gonna get all set up and we're gonna get started. Okay, so this yarn is a little bit hard to see, so I'm gonna try to get pretty close up when I'm doing these videos. But again, 2 strands held together. So I like to do yellow for the center of my daisies, but obviously you can do whatever color you want. I noticed that since this yarn is so bright, it does not show very well on a metal hook. I have these white hooks, and you can see the yarn a lot easier. So if you happen to have a white hook or a contrasting color, I do recommend that. So for the center, we're gonna start with a magic circle, also called a magic ring. So you just take the tail, wrap it around your finger twice, then insert your hook under all those loops, yarn over, and chain 1 to secure that circle. So I find this yarn pretty easy to work with, but it's a little bit, it can be a little tricky at times, but not too bad. So for round 1, we're gonna work 9 half double crochet in the circle. So for a half double crochet, you yarn over, insert your hook into the circle, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, we're gonna repeat that 8 more times for a total of 9 half double crochet in that circle. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. So what I've noticed with this yarn is you wanna work kind of loosely, and then it kind of just slides right off your hook. If you work too tight, it kind of sticks, and it's really hard to pull your hook through. So just kind of go loose, don't think about it much, and just kind of glide your hook through. I really like a plastic hook like this versus the metal also, because the plastic just seems to glide pretty nicely. So I'm gonna finish 9 in that circle and then I'll meet you and show you how we join. Okay, so I finished the 9 half double crochet. Now we're just gonna join with a slip stitch to that beginning half double crochet. If you have trouble seeing this yarn, feel free to mark that first stitch of the round with a stitch marker. It's helpful if you have trouble seeing it. So we just insert our hook and then slip stitch to join that circle, and then just pull the center tight, and we can weave the end in when we finish the center. Okay, so now we're gonna chain 1, and we're just gonna work 2 half double crochet in each stitch around. So in that same stitch as the chain 1, just half double crochet. Little tangled. So this can kind of tangle up a little bit every once in a while, but you'll get the hang of it. Okay, a half double crochet and then 1 more in that same stitch. Okay, and then you should be able to see the stitches pretty easily. You can see the little gaps underneath the top of the stitch, so it's pretty easy to see the stitches. Okay, and then 2 half double crochet in the next, and you just repeat that all the way around. There was 9 total half double crochet in round 1, and you'll have 18 in round 2. Okay, so I will meet you here and I'll show you how we join and finish off that center. Okay, so I finished my 18 stitches, and now we're going to fasten off with the invisible join method. So just leave a tail long enough to weave your ends in. Go ahead and pull that ending tail all the way through. Okay, so first I'm gonna go ahead and secure that center. Actually, let me show you how we do the invisible join first. So put that tail on the tapestry needle, and then we're gonna close that circle with the invisible join method. So you find the first stitch of the round, which is right here. Again, if you have trouble seeing it, just use a stitch marker. So you wanna go through all the loops from the front of your work to the back. Make sure you get both loops, and then you pull. Okay, and then you find the last stitch of the round, which is right here. It's very hard to see with the metal. Right there, and you just put your needle through in the back loops only. So here would be the front loops, and here's the back loops only. I wish I had a white needle to show you guys. You can see what I mean by the colors are hard to see on metal. So back loops only. And just pull the yarn through to create a seamless join, just like that. And then just continue to weave your ends in on the back of the flower center. So just go kind of slow, don't pull too tight. And then I like to go down in the center and go back and forth around the center a few times, just so that end is really nice and secure. Okay, and then back and forth in the opposite direction. I usually do that for a total of 3 times, and then it won't typically come out. So just like that. It's pretty easy to weave the ends in with this yarn. And then one more time in the opposite direction. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish that off camera. I'm gonna do the center tail as well, and then I'll meet back here and we'll start on the petals. Okay, so I have the center of the daisy completed. This is what it looks like. We're gonna join the new color and finish the petals. We just have one more round left. It's super easy. So find that first stitch of the round. I believe it's right here. Again, you can mark it if you have trouble finding your stitches. If you aren't sure that that's the first stitch, it really doesn't matter. You could join anywhere. It's just a continuous join, so it's not really gonna show. So insert your hook under one of the stitches, take the new color, 2 strands held together, and then yarn over and pull up a loop. And then I take my other hand and kind of hold the tail down out of the way, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're gonna work a triple crochet in that same stitch. So yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, then you yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2. That's a triple crochet. Okay, in the next stitch, we're gonna work 2 triple crochets. So again, yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and then one more time. So remember, you have 2 strands of yarn on your hook. So when you're pulling through, make sure you get under both strands of yarn. 2 strands is only considered 1 loop. Okay, then in the next stitch, it's 1 triple crochet. And again, you just kind of want to do these stitches loose and just let it flow on your hook. Okay, and then chain 3, and then we're gonna slip stitch into that next stitch. Okay, that's the first petal. This yarn is stretchy, so the petals kind of have a tendency to curl. You can keep them kind of curled in like that if you want that look, or you can stretch them out. It's really stretchy and forgiving. You can have them kind of flat. When you work with the dishes, it has a lot of flexibility and it's easy to push back into shape. So it's normal if your leaves are curling a bit. Okay, so that's the first leaf. We have a total of 6 leaves. Okay, so we slip stitch to that last stitch, then we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Work a triple crochet in that same stitch as the same as the chain 3. Okay, and then in the next stitch, 2 triple crochets. Okay, one more in that same stitch. Okay, and then the next stitch, a triple crochet. And then chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch into that next stitch. Okay, so you just repeat that all the way around until you have a total of 6 leaves. Sorry, 6 petals. So I'll do one more for you. So after that slip stitch, you chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Triple crochet into that same stitch. And then 2 triple in the next stitch. Okay, one more. Okay, and then triple in the next stitch. And then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then slip stitch into that next stitch. Okay, So I'm going to finish that around and I'll show you how we join at the end. Okay, so I have just 3 stitches left. I'm going to show you that last petal. So chain 3, triple crochet in that same stitch as the chain 3, 2 triple crochet in the next stitch, okay, and then triple crochet in that last stitch. Okay, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and it might look like you have that 1 stitch left. That is the invisible join from the last round. It creates kind of those faux loops that kind of look like a stitch. So you just skip over that, and then I just join with a slip stitch to that beginning stitch. So this the stitch you started in from that center, so into that yellow yarn, just slip stitch to join. Then you just fasten off, pull that tail through, I don't know what I have going on here. Oh, it's my tail, my other tail. There you go. Pull the other tail tight and then just finish weaving the ends in. And then this is what it kind of looks like. I usually kind of stretch my petals out and you're all set. Like I said, they're cute, curled or flattened. This is kind of what it looks like. Then you can put it in the little cellophane bag if you want. Again, here's kind of what I write on mine, but you can write whatever you want. And you're all set. Please let me know what colors you're gonna make. And like always, the written pattern is linked in the caption below. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Have a great day.